What's going on, people? It's your boy Sonny Green. You are watching Steptoe and Mum. We buy stuff, we sell stuff, we flip stuff for a profit. We have just moved into the warehouse and there's so much scrap and brass and all sorts of stuff. I'm going around just seeing how much I can find, just of little attachments and stuff, and how much it's going to scrap in for. Part of the cleaning up process before we have our grand opening.
They want me wrapped in politics, try silence me, I'm opposite. My soul, yeah, it cost a bit. Priceless, I'm the boss of it.
So this is one of the rooms that you haven't seen yet. It's completely jam. Loads of fabric in there. But to check if something is brass or not, you've got to get a little magnet. And say, for instance, this, yeah? Look, right? Looks like brass. Looks like it could be brass or copper, couldn't it? Oops. If it's magnetic, it's definitely not. Okay, so look, that's magnetic. It's definitely sticking to it. The top, though, the top isn't magnetic, right? And it's definitely metal. So the top is brass, but the pole isn't, right? So that's how you tell. Boom. Right, so I'll just take that off. Putting it in this little bucket. All the stuff I've already checked, and this is all brass. And brass is about £4 or £5 a kilo at the moment, but depending on where you go, you get different prices for it. So I'm going to go down to the scrapyard after I've got as much as I can together, throw it on the scales, and yeah, let's see how much we make. I'm pranging out because magnets can affect cameras and stuff, so I can't be filming too much, and it also is time consuming, but they're just brass nuts. Got all these little nuts and bolts. Bit of brass, go in the pot, and it all adds up. So as I'm going through stuff, I'm finding like loads of brass keys. Obviously, not all brass is scrap. Sometimes keys sell, yeah.
Chesterfield over there that's got a need key fix up.
Yeah, of course. So I'm sorry, Real Deal's just interrupting a bit. Say hello, Real Deal.
Hello, sorry, I didn't know you were busy.
Tell them subscribe.
Subscribe.
They love you. Do you know you got so many fans on here? It's unreal. Anyway, so we're finding all these keys, right? And we're probably gonna separate these and see how they go on eBay. But then obviously in there's like these bits which are brass. So we just separate them. Go through all these little boxes, boom, boom, boom. See what we can find. I don't think there's gonna be a great deal, but something's better than nothing, right? And as soon as we're standing waiting for people to come through the door, we might as well just check it out. So all this is, it's not brass, but it's not magnetic, so it's precious. So it was scrapping for something, but I've got a feeling it's alley or iron alley. You don't get a lot for it, but this box is heavy, so yeah. We'll see how much I get for that. Some more, that looks like. Some brass or something, but then it's got a steel screw, so I'll just undo the steel screw. Well, like, don't weigh a lot, just throw it in. Yeah, the brass. So things to do, places to be. I loaded up my whatever I thought was precious metal. It's only a little bit there, but you know, it's just that this video can just show you guys that don't just throw anything away. You know, don't just throw it away. Don't give it to the scrap men, especially if it's brass and copper, because we'll see. It might be worth something. That little lot there might be worth, I don't know, 20 quid. It might even be worth more. So let's go and find out. To the scrapyard.
So it's got like the chrome, like a silver.
Yeah. Usually Addy's really light.
That's a brain grease. It's a mix. It's like a brown brass.
4 kilos.
They're 2 kilos.
2 kilos just by themselves.
You're probably about to get £6.40.
Yeah, exactly. £6.40 just for them 4. I've got about 10 cases, man. It's the big one. £51. Ah! What's happening, people? So, yeah, I got £14.40 on the rolled alley, 18 kilos. £19.20 on the brazier pipe, which is like the copper pipes with the taps on and stuff. And 18 quid on the brass, which honestly is good going. Realistically, like £51 just by cleaning up the scraps. Can't be bad. You've just always got to take it into consideration, and that's why sometimes when I tell people, whether at the markets, at the boot sales, or in the shop, some of the brass and stuff that's ornamental, and even I listed loads and loads of like old brass horseshoes. So you put, not horseshoes, but you put them on the horses. I forgot what they're called. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, I listed loads of them, and they haven't really sold that well. Probably going to scrap them in, but I bought a lot for 20 quid, and I mean a lot. Like I must have bought 300 of them, and it's got to be worth more than that scrap. So, and if you're doing scrap runs regularly and you've got a good relationship with the local scrap kind of the scrap dealer or scrap yard, then there's definitely money to be made in just flipping it. And then when you look at boilers and copper piping and stuff like that, oh my God, you do need licenses and stuff, but your waste carrier's license covers you for most of the part. And if you're running a business, you should have that anyway, of course. So anyway, that's where we're at. Things are good. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something from it. And it just goes to show you, whenever you're kind of either doing a clearance or you have got stuff just hanging around, be aware of what stuff's worth, because sometimes you just really don't know, especially if it's big, if you've got big bits of brass, big bits of copper. Just some of it can be worth like, you know, hundreds of pounds. I've scrapped in, I've been to the scrap yard and I've had literally £1,000 day off scrap. That's off a massive wire clearance, and brass and copper. So don't ever turn your nose up at scrap, because you just never know. You never know how much it might be worth. Thank you for watching. Keep smiling, keep getting on with it, and I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe.
Smile.